Um, First and foremost, Cincinnati is dear to me. The city, Ohio. That's where I got to know the Lord at. That's where I gave my life to the Lord. So I'm forever grateful to Cincinnati. I wanted to play two sports there at one point. I wanted to play for the Reds forever. I love that city. I used to live right downtown. Now downtown is somewhat different. I've seen Coach Zimmer lives in Cincinnati, so whenever I visit near that area, I go to his ranch, kick it with Zim a little bit. But I love Cincinnati. I love what they're doing football wise. What they did a few years back was phenomenal. So I followed them because my heart goes out to Cincinnati, especially the hood there. I remember I used to leave tickets to every game to kids. I don't care who it was. It's like, hey, 50 tickets down there, my name, just go X. And they did. So that was awesome.
Coach, you talked about Gus and your relationship with Gus Malzahn. What
He's awesome,
what
man.
what makes him special? And I know he actually
Real.
offered.
He's honest. He keeps it 100. When we went there on a recruiting trip, I've never seen a coach do this. He had another kid that was like a five-star quarterback, and he said, "All right, let's see what y'all got." He took Shador on the backfield with some receivers and that quarterback, and they went at it, throw for throw. You know how it turned out. But who does that besides the coach that want to know the truth? He kept it a buck with us the whole time, man. I just love his style. I love his tenacity. I love his endurance. I love what he stands for, and I'm good with him, man. I forever support him.
Are you looking forward to that opportunity to go down to Orlando and return to Florida again?
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. We have, I think, close to 20 or more Floridians on our team. So, and I'm from Florida, so we got a few staffers from Florida. So I welcome that moment that we get opportunity, and I guarantee you there'll probably be the most requests from high school players that week that I guarantee they ever have. I make sure that. I make sure. I will make sure that. But he's phenomenal, man. I love him. All these coaches have been great to me. They've been gracious. They've been kind. They've been supportive. They've been outside the box. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to nobody treating me right. Yeah, I'm not used to it. I'm used to the hate, you know. But being used to the hate, you guys have helped me understand what love is.
Coach, you talked about your players running the bright lights.
Hmm.
Shadur certainly handled that well last year.
Yeah.
Now everybody knows who he is.
Everybody's been knowing who he was. I think
What is the key
we
this
barely
year?
we barely lost when we were in Jackson, you know. So everybody knows who he is. The key this year is consistency and protection. We got to protect him. We got to be consistent. We got to be able to run the football. We got to do some things that keeps us where we want to be, and that's ahead of the game, ahead of the curve. We've flipped the roster once again, which we had to. We're doing things out of necessity, not just because we're doing stuff for recreational purposes. I gave you guys a stat that I'm guys sure you couldn't believe because you talk about us being in the portal so much. When I told you 17 freshmen and 14 of them played, ain't nobody ran with that story, huh? Who else plays more freshmen than we do? That percent. What is that percentage?
Maybe Baylor.
Over 80.
Huh?
Over 80.
So who in college football plays 80% of their freshmen? Nobody. But we're portal driven. We do what we have to do to make sure things are sufficient and suffice. Now, once we have stability at other positions, then we can go out and grab more freshmen. You'll probably see an increase in that. Uh, High schoolers, I'm sorry. You see an increase in that every year that we guarantee success. This year, of course, we had to go and get some linemen that are ready, that has played in the Power Five, that have started a multiplicity of games in the Power Five, and that can protect our most valuable asset. That's our quarterback.
Coach, as
Excuse me.
a sellout in Boulder, what is it like for those who have been there?
It's crazy. You can feel the energy to the television. I'm sure you may not have been there, but they watched us play on television. Boulder is unbelievable, man. The fans, the support, the love, the passion, not just for the people in Boulder, that for the people that fly in to migrate to our games. I'm forever grateful and thankful. Not only that, but for the networks that choose to put us on because they know people want to see us lose and people want to see us win. Nevertheless, they want to see us.
Coach, as professionally as a coach, you've jumped up from one division conference to another, and as a player at Florida State, They were just a few years out of being in the Metro Conference before they got in the ACC.
Right.
Because of your familiarity with football in Florida, what do you think of UCF and their jump up and what it means for them?
My concern is Colorado. I rest my case.
I get it.
All right. I ain't got time for nobody else, man. I got time for my kids.
Coach, you talked about Commissioner Yormark calling
Yeah.
the shot caller earlier. Just about your
boss,
first
man.
impressions with him overall right now.
Man, that's a boss, man. That's a Fred Astaire, like that. I'm trying to think of guys I can compare him to. He is awesome. He's unbelievable. He's a forward thinker. He's a guy that gets it done. He don't talk about it. He is about it. I'm glad to partner with him on what we're doing. I'm glad that Rick did his homework and research and put us in the best place he could possibly place us as a school. You guys are only thinking football. I'm thinking other sports as well that is going to benefit from this transition. And I'm happy that we're in the Big 12. I really am.
College football beat.
Hold on. Go ahead.
One thing you guys have this year, you got a core group that's back. Obviously, it's always changing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it helps to have that core that's back and kind of knows?
Well, we have. You're right, but then again, it goes to another level. We have mature young men that understands the moment and understands timing and understands now. That's what we have. That's what we didn't have. We didn't have guys that believed in themselves. We didn't have guys that believed in the program, believed in the team. We have young men that believe they're pros. They believe that if we ball out, when we ball out, many more of us are going to get opportunities because we balled out. I showed them statistics of the top, I think, 4 teams in college football, including Florida State. Those schools collectively had the most kids that were drafted. That's what winning does. So if you want more young men to go into the draft from your team, win. That's all you gotta do. Just win. I'm looking forward to 2 more guys joining the 2 that we have that we know are going in the top 5. It should be 2 more on the roster. I'll let you figure that out, but there's 2 more going in the first round. I feel that, and I stand by that.
Coach, you talked about BJ Green earlier. We
Yeah.
have 2 other transfer defensive ends,
Yeah.
Leon Hayes and Samuel Cole.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What are you going to do to make sure that all 3 of them get the snaps they deserve?
They're going to get on the field, and I'm going to say, get up. What you mean what I'm going to do? I can't play no more. They got to do it. I can't do it. They got to do it. Those young men, they have that though, man. Their thought processes are different, man. They're pros that's still playing in college football. Like they get it and they want it and they know what it takes to get to that level. And shoot, they got 2 pros on the defensive line that are teaching them and coaching them. And Coach Vincent Dancy, that's one of the best coaches on the darn staff to me, that he's going to be probably the next coordinator at some point or some time for someone or us. So those young men that we have, and I could keep naming several other guys. Shoot, you don't forget. I'm trying to say something, don't get in trouble. Arden Walker is pretty darn good. Okay, don't forget him by any means. And let me tell you something. Taj McCoy, the freshman last year, watch that kid. Watch what he does. And we got a big killer that when he figures it out, Quincy Wiggins, when he figure it out, it's a wrap. He's a freak of an athlete, freak of a player. The kid can flat out ball.
You talked about committing to the run. Where does that stand now? Is Hayden the leader, or where are you looking to? How's it going to shake out in that running back room?
It's going to shake out the way it shakes. It don't matter who started, man. It's who finishes and who gets the job done. All those backs are good, man. You guys, just because Charlie Offerdahl had the title of a walk-on, you guys underestimate him. You look past him. I don't. I look at a man for what it is, not where he came from, where he is right now. So forget the small beginnings. I think he deserved the opportunity. He's not a walk-on anymore. He's a scholarship player, and he's the starter at this point. They got to beat him out.
Coach, you talked about potentially having 4 first-round draft picks this upcoming year.
Yeah.
Some very early draft projections have Shador coming right here to Las Vegas to play for the Raiders
That'd be nice.
Just your thoughts on the city and
The city is beautiful. I'm not a gambler, so I'm not with all that. But that'd be nice. He has a wonderful head coach, a wonderful president in this organization that I think I'm meeting today, actually, right?
Yeah.
So that'd be nice. I've been looking around the stadium. It's a nice stadium. It's nice. It's nice around here.
Antonio Pierce, obviously, you just
Great man. He's a great man, great leader. Earned the job. They didn't give him nothing. He earned the job. I love what he brings to the table. I don't want him to lose to the point where he has the ability to get Shador. Let's get that straight. Okay? I don't want that to happen. I really don't. But I wouldn't mind some kind of way it happens that he's here. I don't want that to happen.
Coach, college football being about rivalries, obviously Colorado and Nebraska were near theirs
Mhm.
last year. Have you gotten or heard from like alum Colorado being back in the Big 12? Because obviously players' territory.
No, I haven't. I hear everything else. I mean, everybody say all kind of stuff about us. You hear everything. I don't hear that part of it. I hear all the crazy stuff.
Coach, it's obviously a pretty hectic day, but earlier you got a chance to kind of
Well,
reminisce.
man, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
How's your summer?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Not too bad.
You looking good, man.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You got to reminisce with Coach Holmo earlier and
Yeah.
tell some stories with Shiloh. Kind of in the midst of a day like this, what did that mean to you, just to kind of see one of your old coaches? To kind of
Wonderful, man. Last time we were together on the field, I think we won the Super Bowl. So just reminiscing and understanding that he was such a good coach, but he was more of a good man. And he had a lot of personalities in that defensive back room. And he managed it and he handled it. And awesome. And it wasn't easy to handle all those personalities in that defensive back room. And we were really, really good. So he brought back some memories. I just know he was a smart, intelligent, savvy coaching machine, man. He did his job. And the year we were together, thank God, I think I was Defensive Player of the Year, the 1 year we were together. So I'm forever grateful.
Just one or two more guys. Which things that could preview this offseason is the new uniforms?
Uh-huh.
Is that something that fans maybe really will get to see in college football 25?
Man, I don't know nothing about that video game. I'm not a video game guy. I love video games, but I'm a real game guy. I don't know, like you guys talking about ratings and rankings. I don't know about that stuff. I'm just trying to figure out how can Shador be tied with another person. How that happen? Okay, and how can Travis not have the highest score on the game when he's arguably the best receiver and the best defensive back in college football? So how in the world can you not be the number one rated guy? Period. I don't understand that either. So I don't get that stuff where it comes from, but it's good conversational pieces. I think that's what this side. Having my money that I got off the plane with when I left.
If you win,
Shiloh's great. What distraction? Shiloh's good. You know what I want you to do? I want you to do this for me. I want you to do your homework and do a whole investigation on that. And then write that. I mean a whole complete investigation on what truly happened. Did you know Shiloh won? Yeah.
if this team wins like you,
Coach, you touched on your relationship with Joey McGuire earlier.
Yeah.
Can you speak on not just as a coach, but as father, the kind of relationship you two have?
What was that last
Joey
part?
McGuire, the relationship you two have, not just as coaches, but both as fathers.
Joey was like the godfather, man, of the coaches in Texas, in high school football. Joey was the man. He was the go-to guy. And when my son played for him, you know, I'm not a meddlesome type of father. I just go sit out and sit on the side and watch from afar. I don't get into it because sometimes you know too much. You know, I didn't get into it. And he ran a heck of a program. He was very successful. When he left, I was hurt because so many kids were getting blessed from that area, but he had to move on and move on up. And going to Baylor, doing his thing, then getting an opportunity, I was happy for him. Joey is a stand-up guy. He's a great guy. He's always been consistently a good dude and handled my son really well and others that I know from that program. I got love for Joey forever, man. He's great. And he's opened his door for me a multitude of times to understand how to handle the Big 12 and how to understand the other coaches as well.
If this,
All right, last
one, guys.
if this team wins like you expect, do you see?
I'm gonna come back to you. Go
Do
ahead.
you see perhaps Shador and Travis being in a battle for the Heisman?
You gotta. I hope so, because that means we're winning. Because you don't get the Heisman unless your team wins. So, I would love. I don't really care about that award, but I would love for us to win, so they would have the opportunity to experience that experience. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's right. I'm very thoughtful and appreciative, and I think about that. And the way I approach some things, that thought process is in my mind. And I also think about how the black father is portrayed. I remember how they were targeting LeVar Ball because he had love for his kids and wanted to do his thing. Next thing you know, both of those kids are first rounders, right? He told you before it happened, but you ain't like it. Now you're all over LeBron about Bronny getting an opportunity. Bronny was going to get an opportunity whether you like it or not. It just depends on where the opportunity came from. It happens to be with his dad, which is iconic. And you look at my sons, and you attack that, and you always got something to say instead of being appreciative, because most of you got sons or daughters, and just think if somebody treated your kid like you treat ours, or you attack theirs like you attack ours, and you don't do your homework and understand the stories that you're asking me about. Like, you got to really consider that stuff. But as a black man, we're going to always be on the cross, my brother. A lot comes with that. Much is given, much is required. I'm ready for that, though. God chose the right one. That's why I'm thankful to be in front of you. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you guys. Great question.